Thank you, sir, for being here and for coming to this hearing, and look forward to your testimony.
Thank you for inviting me. I would like to extend our sincere thanks to you and Congresswoman Giffords for introducing this legislation. It is extremely important for the future of our part of Arizona. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Morris Farr, Vice President of Save the Scenic Santa Ritas. I have lived in Sonoyta, Arizona for almost 15 years since my retirement from the University of Arizona. There I was a professor, department head in the College of Engineering. I also squeezed in 3 terms in the Arizona State Senate and 2 terms as chair of the Democratic Party in Pima County. Since moving to Sonoyta, I have been active in civic affairs there and served a couple of years as the chair of our Sonoyta Crossroads Forum that works with Santa Cruz County on land use and planning issues for Sonoyta and Patagonia. My wife is the town doc for Sonoyta and Patagonia. Having lived for many years in Tucson before moving to rural Arizona, I believe that I can express sentiments that reflect both urban and rural points of view. Today I'm speaking on behalf of Save the Scenic Santa Ritas, a nonprofit and nonpartisan area-wide organization that is working to protect the Santa Rita Mountains and other nearby mountain ranges. We have been in existence for 12 years, ever since we won the last big fight over a copper mine at the Rosemont location. Our organization is not opposed to mining in general, but has many concerns about both huge projects on the outskirts of a major metropolitan area and the impact on a rural economy, which is increasingly oriented toward tourism and recreation. For Rosemont, we have pointed to a long list of environmental and cultural resource problems. However, I am going to focus today on some of the very negative economic consequences for our rural area and offer some thoughts on the meaning of mining for the larger region. Let me tell you a little bit about the communities of Sonoyta and Patagonia. We are located in an area of high grassland surrounded by oak and juniper woodlands that gradually give way to ponderosa pines and Douglas fir as you climb the surrounding mountains. We have a culturally and economically diverse population that includes retirees, ranchers, small business persons, and a growing number who commute to Tucson for employment. Historically a ranching area, our economy has now shifted to tourism as our leading local industry. If you come to visit us, you would be impressed by the grasslands and mountain scenery, and we would be very happy to introduce you to our excellent restaurants, interesting wineries, and attractive hotels and B&Bs, or take you on a mountain hike or a horseback ride on the grasslands. Our area attracts hikers, birders, hunters, fishermen. Bicycle and motorcycle groups are frequent visitors. I would particularly like to show you the San Rafael Valley, one of the most gorgeous grassland ranch areas in the southwestern United States, which sadly is threatened by increased interest in mining in the adjacent Patagonia Mountains. The most important point that I need to make is that short-term mining threatens an economy that is sustainable in the long term. If we can preserve our scenery and recreational opportunities, the same businesses we have now could be thriving 100 years from now. Instead, the current proposed mine will give us a big hole in the ground and a huge pile of rock, and they are out of here in 20 years. Dr. Joe Marlowe is an economist who works for the Sonoran Institute, a group funded in large part by developers. They mostly advise rural western communities like ours that are coping with the problems of growth. He wrote a 50-page analysis of the economic effects of mining in our area. I obviously won't bring all that to you today, but I have a favorite quote from his work referring not just to our area, but to the effect of the most recent mining proposal on the greater Tucson area. He said, "If the proposed project displaced only 1% of this activity, tourism and outdoor recreation, the economic losses would be greater than the entire annual payroll of the proposed project." I've touched on the impact of mining on our rural economy and lifestyle, but let me also make some observations about the future of the urban Tucson area. I think that a major reason that the current mining proposal has generated such opposition is that mining just simply does not fit with our vision of the future. Tucson is an attractive city with a major university, many high-tech research, development, and manufacturing enterprises, and a major medical center. Even though the metropolitan area now has over 1 million people, everyone enjoys the striking views of the surrounding mountains and most are just a few minutes away from attractive desert and woodland areas for recreation and relaxation. Those are the reasons that I moved to Tucson 40 years ago as a young engineering professor. Though the population has tripled since then, Tucson still remains a very attractive place for living, working, and visiting. Mining, with the unavoidable disturbance of the landscape, the unresolved problems of water and air pollution, and the negative impacts on traffic and property values, just does not fit with the vision of the future that most of us hold.
Thank you very much.